gon' talk. Tamaya gon' talk about Tamaya.
Hello. Welcome to the Tamaya Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking about why awareness is not optional, right? So, what is awareness? Being cognitively aware. Are you aware of your surroundings? Okay. So, long story short, I went on a date recently with a gentleman and he jumped right into it. He was like, I want to let you know your father is responsible for everything that happened to you. And I was like, wait, whoa, where did you get that from the content? And that's a big one because a lot of people want to jump and shift blame and just place blame. It's more than just one person. There's a multiple failures to produce a failure, right? So it's a little of this person, that person, this person mixed with me, and we need to dig into the details, all right? So his perspective is this, all right? You cannot move people into the home who are disrespectful and harming your children and or persons in the home and not be aware and not be responsible, okay? Well, I've heard that it was my dad. Another person, a friend of mine said, hey, we think it's you. You could have told him. You could have called the police. You could have let him know, hey, there's an injustice happening. And why aren't you telling your dad? And I was like, wait. Hold on. I'm supposed to be the victim. Wait a minute. You can't blame me. So then we have that perspective of people who feel I'm responsible. Then we have people who feel that my stepmother and stepbrother, they're 100% responsible. Hey, they had an opportunity. They should have came in and been on eggshells. Things should have been perfect and they took advantage and it's all their fault. So that's a third person they want isolated blame. You are all responsible for this. For me, I say we are all to blame. So it's a little bit, it's 50% my dad, it's 50% me, it's 50% her, it's 50% Juicy, right? It's 200% of bullshit. It's bad. Nothing went well and it is all bad. So digging into the details, who do I blame? Who's accountable? Well, we're not blaming anybody. There's no one to blame. If anybody's to blame, it's going to be the devil. We're going to blame him. But who's accountable and responsible? Yes. You are correct. My father is correct. Doesn't matter. And that we can just end that right there. He is responsible because why? Because you're the adult. You were the adult. You were the trusted person, entrusted with the protection and safety of the children. This is something you did. This is someone you trusted. Now let's get into that. Okay. I had to go to work. I was busy. I had to do this. Everybody has something to do, but placing your children in harm's way is not one of them. Right. So if you have to move to a homeless shelter, you got to move back home with mama and daddy. Y'all need it down. Whatever it is you need to do to keep those kids safe, that's what you're going to have to do. And there will be no lessons after that. You are responsible as far as the accountability piece goes. Right. So we've got that. But for the people who say it's on me, that's a big one because I don't think it could be me because at that time, especially specifically at that age, I wasn't the telling kind to say, hey, I want to get people in trouble. I had a big problem with with telling people, hey, I have a problem and I need to get someone in trouble. It just can't be me. And honestly, as an adult, I still struggle and suffer with that. I'd rather look away, close my eyes, turn away than to tell on somebody. That involves telling the police or friends. It's just not me. And I was never comfortable. I actually have anxiety around it. So that was never a part of the equation. It wasn't in the cards for me. So I can't blame myself. But what we can do is we can say, you know what? All of us as a collective didn't make the right decision. We thought we had it all figured out. We thought we tricked the system and we didn't. Okay, so we all made a catastrophic mistake by not saying, hey, this is a problem. And now we are living in a house divided. And this is the definition of a bad harvest. People aren't talking. People aren't speaking. People are dead. Everyone's angry and bitterness and resentment are here to stay. So that is currently what we are experiencing. So going into it a little bit deeper, I do accept what happened, but I am not okay with it. And I think that's why we have a show. I think that's why it matters because we're letting people know I do forgive it. I have learned to deal with it. I have learned to cope, but this is still a part of a bad harvest, right? So why is it bad? What's so bad? Well, what's so bad is I don't go visit my dad regularly. Why? Because I don't believe in all the inhabitants in his house. I believe there's a curse on his house due to some of the people that live there. Won't be a part of it, and I'm not okay with it until apologies are said, until closure is brought, until understanding is here, until everybody puts everything in the right place, and skipping over it and pretending isn't the right place. Acknowledgement, understanding, accountability, responsibility, and understanding, you know what, you didn't tell me. I did have to work. If you did, things would have been different. That's good, and that's a healing, but it's still not my fault. As an adult, we owe it to the inhabitants in our house to say, no matter what, I'm going to keep you safe. And that's period. Your mind, your spirit, your heart, your body. You are safe when you're here. Now, you want to go out there in the world and you want to risk it, you can risk it. And it might happen at the school, under the bleachers, in the back of the car. That might happen to you. But here in this house, in these rooms, in this home, it ain't never going to happen on my watch. And that's just a period. That's how I live now. So what that did for me, and just seeing my dad's lack of awareness, and it's huge. It was a huge oversight, because here you are sitting here trusting the devil. What makes you think this was going to work? This was sad at best. And I was really just trying to help. This is one guy said, oh, your dad just wanted a piece of ass. He just wanted a favorite piece of ass. He didn't care about you or your sister. Trust me, it's getting deep out here. And a lot of people have their opinions on what happened. But it takes multiple failures to make a failure, right? So we all this was a teachable moment for all of us. We all learned, you know what? If we ever got a chance to do this again, I bet you we wouldn't do this again. Okay. But hindsight is always 2020. We won't get another chance, and that's the end. So what we can do is understand why awareness is not optional, because when awareness isn't an option, all this bullshit happens. Now people ain't talking, oh, we done been hurt, molested, and raped, and now everybody's sad and mad, and we don't know why. Because you were sitting there asleep behind the wheel thinking shit was sweet, and it wasn't. It wasn't. Look what's going on. Wake up. Get your head out of your AZZ immediately and realize, hey, it's not perfect and things are hard. Like I said, if you need to move back home with your parents, that's what you need to do before you move a wayward woman who's cursed in your home with your children. God is not there. The love of God is not there. We tried to turn it around and everything is destroyed. And that's today. This is what we're living in. That's why awareness isn't optional, because we made it an option. It wasn't there. And now everybody's sad. Not me. I'm fine. But I realize not everybody feels the same way. So I want to let everybody know you need to be aware at all times. You need to know what's going on, what people are doing, why doors are closed, and what's going on in your home, and who people are when no one is looking. Because the truth is, they're not good people, and 3 months is not enough time to screen people before moving them in. But when you have needs, be it emotional, sexual, or financial, or childcare needs, it puts you in a vulnerable situation, and your awareness goes down. So now you should have been aware, but you're overlooking bright red flags because you have a need. No. We won't be doing that anymore. Awareness is not an option. You will be aware. You will be aware. You need to stop and think, who are these people? Should we move in? Why are we doing it so fast? And does this make any sense? If we would have taken the time to think about it, I think we all would have came to a better conclusion. I said no back then. And my dad, this is between me and him. I let him know this isn't the right option. Long story short, we're not going to get into that, but the point is this. It's not just one person's fault. It's not just my dad. It's not just me. It's not just Juicy, and it's not just my stepmom. It's all of our fault. 50% him, 50%, 50, 200% bullshit. We're all accountable, and we all have to accept the failure. I accept the failure every single day. I understand this is a fail and it didn't work out. So if that's you and you're sitting there and you're thinking, why is awareness not an option? Because when it is, look what happens to the fruit of your life. You planted a bad seed. Now you have a bad harvest, wondering why there's no apple and oranges, because that's not what you planted. You planted trash, and now you have a trash harvest. So that's what this is. So if you want to get a better harvest and you're like, you know what? You're right. I do need to be more aware and more self-aware and more understanding. If that's you, then I invite you to open your eyes, get your head out your AZ, get it out, take it out. Hey, I need some help getting my head out my AZZ. We will help you. We got a number called, we will help you. We will surgically remove it, get it out so you can live a prosperous life. You shouldn't be sitting here mad, angry, and resenting people secretly because something happened. No. If something happens, see something, say something, tell somebody immediately. And that way we can bring it to everybody's awareness and everybody can be happy. So again, just to reiterate, for those of you who are out there, you're like, you know what? I think I'm aware, but I'm trying to get aware. No. The awareness starts when you start to realize you don't know everything. And so you need to be on eggshells around any and everybody. I don't care if it's family members. I don't care if it's friends. I don't care, mother, brother, cousin, son. Doesn't matter who it is. Everybody needs to be watched. There's a quote and it says, trust, but verify. So you can trust everybody, but you need to be verifying yourself. So continue on, keep your awareness up, and keep your eyes open. Thank you. Hi, thank you for tuning into the Tamaya Show channel. What our channel is about is, and mainly we are in support of silent survivors, people who have experienced trauma and or abuse of any form and did not get any help. Okay, so for all of you out there who are watching the show, who are tuning in, who have experienced this or know someone who's experienced it, what we want to do is provide a small community of people to bring awareness and to advocate for those who are underserved, who will never reach out and get any help. Our goal is to help you find healing, to find love, and to find peace in this world without having to cope your way through life. So thank you so much for continuing to watch, and we want to continue to give you a great season. Thank you.
We gon' talk about it. Tamaya. We gon' talk about it. Tamaya. We gon' talk. Tamaya gon' talk about it. We gon' talk. Tamaya gon' talk about it.